All right. So, hi everyone. It's so nice to see you all. And I'm here, Sanchit, and it's my second time doing this LinkedIn Live. And today I have with me Dan Sahar. He's the co-founder of Guide. And today's topic is we'll be talking about how we can leverage AI video for productivity at workplace. So AI video is something which has become popular in recent times. I wish it existed before because what we are about to discuss on how we can leverage this amazing technology at work, I wish it existed 3 or 4 years back. But with the advancements in AI, we have this amazing technology now, and so Dan, he's a co-founder at Guide. Guide is a simple video documentation platform which can help you with AI video. So some of the challenges, let's just talk about what AI video is. So using AI in video is more about documenting, more about making your onboarding process simple and SOPs. Dan, if you had to encapsulate what AI video really is, or what's the use of AI in video, what are your thoughts on that?
I think it's like primarily around two areas. One about video is, as we believe, is like the best medium to pass knowledge from one person to another. It's the preferred consumption methods of, I would say, the vast population in the world today. You can see it in TikTok and YouTube. AI is like a means to create it that basically enables anybody to create video, even if you have no background and you don't have like great visual skills. AI is a kind of like force multiplier that allows you to create it. And then secondly, it's a way for you to deliver the content to the consumers, to the workforce when they need it and where they need it. Those are like two main things where AI can come in and assist you with that. And I think it's like a great medium for passing information and know-how.
Absolutely. I still remember the first time I started using AI video. It was through Guide. So a friend of mine, they wanted to like have their Calendly invite. Like they didn't know how to use it, and it's just so easy to use. So instead of me like explaining them over the phone or over the call or over Zoom, what I did was I downloaded this free Guide extension, and I just literally in like less than 5 minutes I was able to document the whole process on how you can book a meeting and then how you can send that meeting invite to others. So it's a thing which is very useful, and I'm so glad that it's here now. And some of the challenges, why this has become so popular or why the future is in AI video is what I think is because the costs with of just regularly making an SOP, for example, or an onboarding process, it's just so high and it's so time consuming because HR, they have so much work already, and then on top of that they have, whenever they hire a new employee, I'm just going to take the HR example. I mean, for sure the possibilities are endless. It's just that it is so time consuming, draining, and also it's expensive to every time to have a new employee, just like giving them the policies on or how to use the software. It's just so time consuming, but then that's where AI video comes in. So Dan, like I'm sure with Guide there are endless different use cases and everything. According to you, which is the best use case you can see in AI video?
I think like we all use software like throughout our day. Like it doesn't even on as consumers, but definitely in the workplace. And every company has their own unique configuration and their own tech stack that they use. And I think video is just like on workflows of how do I do certain action on a specific application in my organization. That is like something that definitely new employees, but also like existing employees think about things in a sales team, in a customer success team, a customer support team. We believe it's the perfect medium to deliver that information and just like make sure that your team are all aligned and they're all performing to the utmost capacity, like within their flows. This is what our tool is best suited for. The teams that actually make use of it, we'll talk about it later in the webinar, are the people that are in charge of creating content in an organization, L&D teams, customer support, customer success, people that actually know how the organization is run. I think they're the perfect fit for a tool like Guide.
Absolutely, Dan. So now we have an idea of what AI video is and how Guide uses it. So I'll just give the stage to you now, Dan, and then you can probably show us or just explain us to us like what more Guide can do and how can maybe even use it.
Thank you. That would be great. So I would maybe start by by looking at the why we actually started this company, like what was the problem that we were trying to solve, and then drill into the various mechanisms of how we think that AI video with a tool like Guide can really enhance the productivity in the workflow. So today, even though we're in 2024, this is a recent study from University of Copenhagen. Software is being used really broadly by every organization. It doesn't matter like what industry you're in. However, software is still hard to use. There's people are still wasting a lot of their time, up to 20% of their time, dealing with software problems. This is like it's kind of like surprising in 2024, not something that you would expect, but unfortunately it's still complex. People are still making errors, especially on legacy software, things that are new to people. Like I come to a new company, they have this old ERP system. How do I use it? And people make a lot of their time in fixing problems that maybe they shouldn't have been there in the first place. And organizations are trying to solve this. It's not good. It's a time waste. It's not good for companies. It's not good for customers of software solutions as well. So how do we go about fixing this problem? I think the obvious thing that you could say, well, why don't we just simply build better software? That would be like amazing. Like if we can have just like Steve Jobs would write every piece of software that we can and make it amazing. I mean, I would love for that to happen, but obviously that's it's not gonna occur tomorrow. So maybe we do something like blockchain to fix software. I don't think that's also going to fix the problem. So what is the surprising answer is that a lot of the issues, not all of them, but most of the issues that people are experiencing, you can solve them or at least alleviate them with content, with essentially an explanation of the proper way to apply the software or use the software in that particular content. So content is the key. Content is something that helps humans understand how to do something. Think about like you're trying to create like some pivot table in Excel. You need content to tell you how to do that. And we believe that the best content is video. Video is kind of like an audio visual medium that gives you both, lets your sight sense understand like what you're looking at, and the audio gives you a really good understanding of how do I do this and nuances. So we believe this is the answer to most of the software problems in the world. And essentially, when we started the company, we wanted to build a tool that helps you create content in a very, very efficient manner, makes content creation a breeze. And we wanted to make it in a way that anybody, it doesn't matter what their skill level is or how visual and what their design skills are. We wanted to make it accessible for anybody. So we wanted to build a tool that lets any team in any company essentially be able to create content on the fly. Now our focus was on video, and if we look at like the way that video creation was done up until now, it involved a lot of different vertical tools and a lot of different people that had to be part of the process, and it created oftentimes a very fragmented, a very lengthy process from start to end. So let's say you have an idea, you want to build a new knowledge base article with a video that explains a new feature in one of the tools that you're building. So you have to, typically in the past, you had to go and record your screen with a tool like QuickTime, and then go and edit it on some video editor. And then if you didn't like your voice, maybe the video didn't have an audio channel in the first place, so you wanted to use either a person recording their voice or a text-to-speech tool. And then finally, you package it all together. You had to host it somewhere, and then you wanted to see how your video is performing. You wanted to have some level of video analytics. So this is like a lot of silos that you have to go from one to the other, and oftentimes it was different people on the team that were involved in each one of these steps. So at Guide, what we wanted to do is like really make it dummy proof, create a tool that anybody can use, and condenses all these steps into one tool that you just start with it, and you can create it, and essentially enable anybody on the team, on any team, to explain very complex flows in seconds. And you'll see it in when we go into the demo, how easy it is to create a workflow in video in minutes or in seconds in some cases. So the key outputs of Guide's tool is, one, we leverage AI in a variety of ways. We help you create a storyline for the video. So what is this thing that you're trying to explain? We noticed that the audio part is probably the most challenging for most people, because some people don't like to listen to their own voice. Editing audio is really, really hard, because you have words, you have to maybe sentences that you need to cut and modify them in the middle. Text to speech is an awesome capability that allows you to just like type and then create and get to the proper audio flow. And then finally, we give you a lot of capabilities such as transcription, subtitles, effects, motion effects in the video, and then various exporting and embedding options that allow you to use what you created basically in every single tool that you're already using, whether it be a knowledge base or an LMS or an EMS, whatever you like, or your website. We allow you to really take the content that you produce with Guide and use it everywhere across the existing toolkit that you already have. So this is like the core foundation of the Guide platform.
Dan, I just had a question, Dan. So this text-to-speech in 40 plus languages. So it will be, for example, if I'm recording a video in English, if do I have an option to just like the video will automatically get translated into Spanish if we want it in Spanish? That's how it works?
Exactly. That's exactly how it works. So I think we'll see this during the demo, but think about a video. You can break it down into visual components and audio components. So we essentially take both of these components, and you can create a video in one language, in English, say, and then if you have audience that is in Spain or in Latin America or in Germany, and you want to deliver it in their own in their language, in their native language, with one click, you're able to convert both the visuals and the audio into that destination language. And you can see we support over 40 languages. We'll see it live in the demo. I think it will make the most sense.
Perfect.
Cool. So what type of companies can benefit from a tool like this, from AI video? A lot of various sizes and various industries of companies. So you can see just like a snapshot of some of the companies that are using Guide. You can see there's almost no commonality with it. This spans like every industry, whether it's pharmaceutical, whether it's like consumer clothing like American Eagle. It can be software companies like Carta. It doesn't really matter where you are. Video is a unifying, it's a common denominator. It's the perfect medium to pass information. This is like what humans like to consume content. It's the fastest, most like time efficient way to consume content. Now, some of the teams that are using Guide that you can look at, we have like a few examples here. Nayax, this is like actually a uh, financial company where their focus was on how we can actually pass information to our customers in a video format. So what they had a process before they started using Guide for creating content, but their production volume once they started using it went up 7x. So they were, if you go on their YouTube channel, you will see hundreds of videos that they were able to make with Guide. It cut down their creation time from weeks, like we've seen before, to hours. So now, like this was like manifested twofold. It was both one video, what is the end-to-end time that it takes to produce it, but also now more people on the team can create content, where before it was like maybe one or two people on the team can do it. Now everybody on the team, people that simply know how to use the Nayax product, can build content in seconds, and then their content managers can modify later on. So it really was a huge force multiplier for them, and they were able to span their entire application with content. So this is like one example. Another example is a software company, a company called Perforce, that has thousands of employees. This is one of their support team, like their VP of support, Savinder, introduced this tool into Perforce. And again, the objective was to create as much video content as possible, which they did. And then the content was used both as responses that they were able to send to customers, but also embedded directly into their knowledge base. And this cut the production time for the entire team. Like many people, like dozens of people on the team are creating content. But then the end result, like why are we doing this, was that tickets were able to be deflected. And essentially they decreased the amount of support tickets that they're getting. This is like what you want to get if you're in support. Basically produce as much content as you can, and then let your customers find the content on their own, like self-service, and be able to not ask you questions, have the answers there ahead of time. This is like one of our main personas that use Guide, so support teams. And then finally, a company called Novidea in the insurance space, where they use Guide to build public-facing content. So help their customers adopt their own software much more efficiently. And then they saw a 20% increase in user adoptions of both new features, but also existing features that they had inside their tool. They wanted to drive engagement for their team. So we work with a lot of the entire knowledge management side, so teams that are involved with customer education. And basically, nearly all the content was for their own customers. So Guide can be used, and we have a lot of teams that use us both internally. So let's teach our own employees on how we work inside our company. But then, as important, and maybe even more important, let's teach our customers how to use the tools that we're building, the software that we're providing to our customers. So the same medium can be used in both cases. And we have sometimes teams that produce content both internally and externally.
That's awesome, Dan. And just to highlight, so one of the audience members has actually asked a question. Can you share details about how Guide has improved productivity metrics for your clients? What feedback have you received? So this you just answered this by giving 3 case studies. So the timing was perfect. Like you have the results, and like saving. I think it was for Nayax, from weeks to hours. I mean, just sit back and just understand that how many hours of work we are saving by one tool, like video creation, which would take, or just having those like steps built, like it would take weeks to make. It's just getting done in hours. This is just incredible if you ask me. And on all those hours can be saved to do tasks which, for example, the company have been planning on to do on future projects or something. So yes, it was that one, weeks to hours. So that just caught my eye. Like literally, you can save 40 to 50 hours per week with this one tool. So that's incredible.
Yeah, absolutely. I think if you think about audience in 2024, people should start thinking about two audiences. So one is humans. It's like, we produce video content so that other humans are going to be able to view it and then not ask us questions. They'll find the answers on their own, whether it's on YouTube, whether it's in our knowledge base, whether it's inside the app. But secondly, there's AI. More and more companies are creating AI chat, integrating AI chatbots, into their support solution, into their app. Mm-hmm. And then the more content that you have, the more coverage that you have with content for your application, the AI that you use inside your app becomes much more powerful, much more accurate. So if you are thinking about using AI, we use a tool called Intercom Fin in our support system. The first thing that you should do is create content. So this is it's a double force multiplier on that sense. It's both content for the customers, the humans, but also for AI that will help the customers. And I think it's something that we see in our more advanced customers really happening today.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, Dan.
All right. So this is what we basically the problem that we're focused on and what our customers are benefiting for it. I think the best next step is just to look at how Guidde works and jump into an actual live demo of our solution, both from the creation side, editing the content, translating it, and then finally embedding it into other tools. Let's see how it's done. So the first thing that you would have to do when using Guidde is you can go to our website and then install our free extension, and then the extension is this G button that you see here on your browser, and it works across any application that you may have. So here I have Salesforce, which is a CRM application many of you know. And let's say, for example, that I'm trying to capture a workflow that is designed for employee training. So we have various outcomes that you're trying to reach. In this case, it would be something internal. And let's say, for example, that I want to subscribe to a report inside Salesforce. So this is the flow that I'm trying to capture. So Guidde, I started the capture, and you can see this is our main control panel. And from this point on, all I have to do is go through that flow. So I'm going to go into reports, just perform, let's say I want to connect to this potential revenue source report, and I'm just going to perform this action. Let's say it's going to be a monthly report that I want to get at 4 p.m. My audio is not being captured here. All it's doing is, and I'm going to attach a file for it. And then you can see there's 12 steps in this flow, and I'm going to save it. And now I'm subscribed. Now, once I'm done, I click done on the Guidde browser extension, and we are creating a guide on your behalf. So let me restart my sharing so you can actually hear it. And then, okay, so this is the output that I was just being able to produce. So you can see it has a video at the top, and then there's a step-by-step description that has basically a visual breakdown of everything that I was doing on the app, including a description, and then this is content that was created with AI. And then finally, let's
learn how to subscribe to a report in Salesforce by following these detailed instructions. It covers accessing reports, selecting preferences, setting delivery times, and saving settings. Follow the steps to streamline your report subscription process. Access the reports section. Navigate to the specified report.
Okay, so as you can see, this was made automatically. I didn't have to, I just had to go through my workflow, and this video was made on my behalf instantly. This is it took seconds. Now, from this point on, I can edit my video, and this is we made our editor really, really simple. So like if you've used PowerPoint or Google Slides, this should be like a piece of cake for you. So you can just like, you can see every step is created like instantly for you. Like you can modify this, you can blur out sensitive information like this if you like to do that. And then you can modify the voiceover. Like in this case, I'm using Emily as my voiceover. I can modify it and pick a different speaker. Or maybe I want like a male speaker. We have like various voices that you can use on the fly. Anybody can do this on their own. And then if I would like to convert it to another language, the translation that we spoke of, I can just do this. Like I can pick my language, and then let's say I have an audience in France. I'm going to convert it to, so we use Emily in the past. Let's use Arthur here, and then translate the content. And essentially, we produce an output of the visual descriptions, but also of the audio narration using the output destination language. So in this case, it's going to be Arthur. Let's give it a second to render. And then I'm able to
Découvrez comment vous abonner à un rapport dans Salesforce en suivant ces instructions.
converts both the visual content on the steps, but also the audio content into the destination language, and you can pick whichever language you'd like to use. So this is like a creation flow, and as you can see, like I can, in seconds or minutes, I can produce a piece of content in multiple language based on the audience that I would like.
This is, I'm just blown away, because I've been using Guide for a while now, but honestly, I think I've been missing out on this text to speech model. Especially you can just like have it in different languages. I don't think so. If like I use AI on a daily basis, but Guide was one of those first AI tools which I started using, and I was blown away the first day. And on this day, I'm just like, I can't believe how easy the process was and how seamlessly you were able to just like convert it into French. It's absolutely incredible, Dan.
That's great. I think it's like we cater to audiences like in various geographical regions of the world, and a lot of times customers have different they sell primarily in the US many times, but then they have customers in Asia, they have customers in Europe. This is critical for them. The final part, as we said, is like you want to have the content placed somewhere, and we give you a few options to do that. So one option is like, obviously you can just like share the content directly with a link or with a GIF of the link, and just like paste it into an email or into Slack, things of that nature. But another really interesting use case is to embed the content into an existing platform that you may have. So we have this thing called Smart Copy, that essentially you can just like grab the content, and let's say like I want to use Zendesk here, and I can just paste it in, and then the output is essentially, this is a knowledge-based article in Freshdesk or Zendesk, and you can see that with one copy-paste action, we give you like a video player that is actually delivering the video directly from the page, but also more importantly, we give you the step-by-step descriptions and the visual images. So you, like in one fell swoop, you were able to create a video, a knowledge-based article, and then this knowledge-based article becomes part of your knowledge base. So it's kind of like a force multiplier. You create once, it's hosted by Guide, but then you can embed it in multiple places. It gives like people that are creating customer-facing content a lot of capabilities on just like spreading the content. Similarly, you can do that like in the smart sharing. You can do that on internal tools like a wiki, like Confluence, or WordPress, like, or Guidde, like whatever you'd like to use to share content. Now, the final part is we said analytics for each video. Obviously, this was not viewed yet, but like for each video, we give you tracking, and you can actually see the engagements of the content across time, and then what percentage people watch, what was the average watch time. It's critical for you to understand like how you're able to actually consume the content. And then one last point is, I think people you have a brand. This is like a video that's branded as Guide, but we give you the option to really brand the content in a very consistent way across every creator in your team. So we have this thing called Brand Kit that allows you to basically configure your own brand. So the slides, every step comes out looking exactly the same, and you can tune it based on your exact brand guidelines. Like you can see Salesforce or Affirm, whatever you'd like. This will make like everybody on the team create the exact same video across every flow. So consistency, definitely one of the key items for our customers when they're creating content.
I was just going to ask you that question about the branding thing, but then you just answered it. I have one question. So someone from the audience had asked, what are the next big features or improvements planned for Guide? Are there any upcoming innovations in AI that you're... So it's actually two questions, so you can answer the first one, Dan.
Yeah, I think like one of the probably our most requested capability is on the creation side, like to be able to capture desktop application, not only browser application. This is coming around really shortly, and unlock basically apps that exist, legacy application, and often exist in enterprises. This is like really around the corner. Another big capability that we're looking to launch like in the next quarter is the ability to deliver the content directly, like as you're watching or using applications in your workforce. So we give you deeper embedding capabilities inside applications, and this is something that we call broadcast. It's going to be probably in the next quarter roll out live like to our entire user base.
Just to touch base upon that, so it will be like a live broadcasting or something like that?
More like we like to think of it like a Netflix. So basically recommend content. Think of you as an employee in a company. You are using tools and you want to receive the right content at the right time. So you're on right now on a dashboard. You're not sure exactly what to do. How do you get the content at that precise moment in time? And then like a Netflix recommendation for work. And this is something that is right now with several design partners and probably going to roll out next quarter.
That it just keeps on getting more and more exciting, and especially this like kind of like the Netflix feature. I feel like it's going to be, especially for bigger organizations who have so many different SOPs and documentations process. So it will be of a great help for them and for employees and for the HR. So absolutely, the possibilities are endless. Last but not least, Dan, I just want to thank you for like giving us the demo, telling us about Guide, and thank you for the audience too. And just to close, Dan, if you want to add something in the end or something you're excited about in AI.
Yeah, I think like I would invite everybody to just like go to our website, and if this was of interest to you, just like go in. We have a free trial that you can just like install the free extension, try it out for yourself, and see if it fits your own organization. We believe, like you saw, there's no one particular industry that this is suitable for. Just give it a shot, see how you like the creation flow, and we believe that this tool can be like a great force multiplier for pretty much every team and every organization. And we'd love to get your feedback and just like always looking to improve the tool in any way that we can.
Well, I'm all in for productivity, and Guide is all about productivity. So I hope people use it. I hope people can understand that weeks of work can be done in hours. So it's just that I hope everyone uses it. And yeah, like it's free to use. So why not just like go check it out? Well, thanks again, Dan. Thanks for doing this. And hopefully we can catch up some other time.
Thank you. My pleasure.
All right.